Hi everyone. So before jumping into learning Alpine.js, at first let's create our setup or working environment first. So at first obviously we need a code editor. So if you are using any type of code editor like Bracket, VS Code, Dreamweaver, whatever you are using, it is totally fine. This is not going to make a very big difference. But in this course, I am going to use the Visual Studio Code because this is totally free. It has tons of features and extensions to help us with everything. So if you are not using Visual Studio Code and you want to install it, you can go to the code.visualstudio.com or you can just Google it. I am also going to provide the link to you. So you can just click this drop down arrow and download the preferred version. If you are using the Mac OS, always use the stable version. It has less bugs. Also, if you are going to use Windows, click here, and for Linux you can download it from here. Okay, inside the VS Code I am going to use some extensions. So if you click here at the cogwheel, you can see the extensions option and you can see the list of extensions I am using. So the first one, the most important one, is the live server extension. So it gives us the option of this go live, and you can just download it by searching for live server, and the developer's name is Ritik De. So the feature of the extension is that it is going to open our HTML element with a live server, and some browsers got this function by default like Bracket. So if you just click here at the go live button, or we can just right click at the document and we are going to see the open with live server. This is going to open up Chrome because that's my default browser here, and this is going to open up the HTML code with the stylings. So as the name suggests, this is totally live. That means if we change any stylings or anything, this is going to be totally visible in real time. Let's say we want to make it display none, and it should be gone. Okay, so this is kind of very helpful, and this is a must if you are using VS Code. Also, there is a default extension here in VS Code, and if you are using other code editors, you can also find this extension. The name of the extension is Emmet, E-M-M-E-T. I think that's the name. The feature of the extension is that it actually makes our workflow very fast. So let's say we want a starter HTML template, we can just put exclamatory sign, then press tab. This is going to expand like this, like in a single click. Let's say we want a container div. So we are going to create a div with the class of container. Instead of write everything down, we can just put a dot for the class and type container, then press the tab. This is going to expand like this. Also, let's say we want another list. There should be some list item inside that. So another list, li, and let's also say we want some anchor tag. Let's say we want 4 list items. Let's put into 4, then press tab. This is going to give us another list with 4 list item. So this is very handy, and this kind of makes our workflow very fast, and I think most of you are already using this kind of features. Okay, let's see some other different extensions. And for Alpine, there is an Alpine IntelliSense extension that I am not going to install or use because it kind of interfere with Emmet and it makes things difficult. So this is the default Alpine.js IntelliSense. So what it does is it is going to show us some hints that Alpine has to offer. Like if we just press X dash, this is going to show us everything about the directives and things. So you can install it at the beginner level. It may come in handy and you don't know what is available for what. Okay, so this one is recommended, but I'm also using other extensions like, let's just remove that. Okay, the auto rename tag is very handy because if we want to change any tags here. Like in here, they are using the anchor tag or the a tag, and if they change it, it is going to change the font, and if you change the font tag, this is going to change the back tag as well. So this is it, and Beautify is kind of out of date and no longer being maintained, but this is working perfectly for me. Like let's say in the HTML we got some alignment issues in here like that. Now you can press F1 button and this is going to be running the Beautify code, and I have also put in shortcut key for that, Alt B. We can click it and this has been fixed. So it actually helps us sort out the indentation and spacing in just on click, so you don't have to do it manually. Okay, I also have the CSS auto prefix installed. That means in order to use the Moz browser like Mozilla Firefox and Safari and like that. So if we type any transform effect, and this is going to type the other things as well, you can see it throughout this course. While I type something, it is going to type out other prefix properties for that particular style. Also for that theme, I'm just going to use the Node theme. This is a little bit variation, so we can just install it and see the effect practically. You can just click here at the cogwheel, and here is the themes option, and you can see the color themes, and you can actually go through all of this to see the effect like that. I'm just using the chroma 2 lightness on. Okay, I also got the Material icon theme installed. So what it does is we can see the HTML file got a small HTML icon, CSS file got a CSS icon. If you are going to add any JavaScript, it is going to add the JavaScript icon as well. It is kind of helps us to organize things and gives us a better understanding of what this file may be. Okay, so this is everything about the setup in VS Code, and we are going to use the Alpine CDN throughout this course, and we can actually get it from the Alpine.js, the default, the official documentation or the official website. We can just click the docs, and or we can just click the get started button. So this is the CDN link. Actually, let's go to the installation. So this is the CDN link, and this is going to be added at the latest version of Alpine 3.x.x. So this is going to be replaced by Alpine with the latest version, and if you don't want the latest version, like if you want a specific version, you can also do that, like 3.11.1 or anything like that. Also, if you are using npm or any kind of package manager, you can also install it by using npm install alpine.js, but as this is pretty much difficult, we are not going to do it. So we are only going to use the CDN throughout this link, but in the advanced projects or advanced section, we may see the use of alpine.js using npm, but that's not what we are going to do for now. Okay, so this is the official documentation, and you can see pretty much everything you want to know about the Alpine.js in here. The documentation is very good. Okay, so from the next video, we are going to start learning the Alpine.js practically. Before starting out, please download all the resources available for this course from the previous article. I have given you the link from where you can actually go there and download the resources. So let's get started with actually learning Alpine.